What's poppin', everybody? Welcome to episode 26, 27, 24 of the podcast.
36.
Yeah, some Jean.
72.
Some Jean like
some
that.
A number.
Yeah, so today's episode is going to be about the secret to happiness. Secrets, just elaborate.
There's so many secrets. One off the top of my head, I would say is setting low expectations for like scenarios or people and not having too high of expectations, because if your expectation is very high of someone and then they like go behind your back, backstab you, like talk shit, like I mean you should have just expected that. You should have had a low enough expectation in most circumstances to just know that could happen.
Yeah, it's kind of like getting your hopes up and then just getting them fucking shit on.
Yeah.
But I like, the way I look at it is I like to hope for the best, but I expect nothing. You know what I mean? So like, I like to hope that people are not going to do me wrong, but I don't expect anything out of them.
Yeah.
So if they do fuck me over, I'm just like, you're lost, like whatever.
Yeah. I mean, damn it, I just said I mean. I told myself I wasn't going to say that, but I guess that's just how I talk. Anyways,
Yeah, it's funny as
I
fuck.
think getting your hopes up and having expectations aren't necessarily bad things, but it's important to understand that when you do get your hopes up or you do set an expectation, you have to acknowledge the fact that you can definitely be disappointed, and it's like a real possibility that can happen to you.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, when people get their hopes up and then they think everything's so perfect, oh, nothing can go wrong. Then something goes wrong and it's just a wrench in their bike, like
A wrench in their bike.
Just throw it right in the sprocket.
Yeah, I feel like they just go downhill and they don't know how to recover.
Yeah, I mean, you've got to acknowledge that bad things do happen.
Oh, yeah.
Like, bad luck is somewhat evenly distributed. So
Yeah, for sure.
It happens to everybody.
And I think
is so true.
another crucial quote-unquote secret is gratitude. Something so simple.
That is like one of the key secrets to happiness.
Out of everything I've learned, just applying gratitude to my life has made me the happiest.
Right. Gratitude and appreciation, they go hand in hand.
It's just hot as fuck still.
Just being able, that thing is piping. Just to be able to appreciate what you have, be grateful for what you have instead of comparing yourself constantly to what everybody else has. It's just like, it's just so toxic when you find yourself comparing yourself to like these people you see on social media. Like I won't cap, I fall victim of it myself because it's just so easy to nowadays. Like seeing 20-year-olds with Lamborghinis, I'm like, why the fuck is that not me?
Dude, what I think you should do in that scenario is take like the positives about a figure who has more of a following or more money. Like take the good out of their life and then aspire to do that good. Like depict their life and take things that you want from it, and like set those as your goals, because that's okay. But to just completely compare every level of yourself to every level of that person,
it's toxic.
You can't do that.
Yeah, there's a really good piece of knowledge. I learned this from Jordan Peterson, like a father figure to me. Anyways, though, he said something like, I mean, and this isn't a direct quote, but he said that like, let's say like you're at your house and your neighbor drives home, or your neighbor comes home and he's driving like a Bentley or something. Like, one of your first thoughts is gonna be like, man, what do they know that I don't? Or like you're gonna think like are they cheating? Like, it's easy to think that the game is rigged if you're right next to people that have way more than you and it doesn't seem like they did anything special. And I think, kind of going off that, it's important to understand that like things happen at their own pace. Like, you don't know what that person's been doing. Like, there's a great chance, I mean, it's almost most definitely the case that they have been doing something that you haven't been doing.
For a long period of time.
Yeah.
Like a long period of time.
Yeah.
So like for me, I like to get like the best traits out of the people I like to be instead of comparing myself. So I'll take like Tony Robbins, Gary Vee, Jordan Peterson, David Goggins, and I take all the traits I like out of them, and I figure, how am I going to implement these into myself while still having some individuality?
Right,
because
that is the key.
Yeah, while still being like genuinely myself, but aspiring to be like these other people. And obviously, I'm not going to get these people's life like a blink of an eye. Like, obviously, it takes time and hard work. Like, another dude is Jay Alvarez. I don't know if you guys know who Jay Alvarez is.
Familiar with him.
Dude's dope as fuck, like skydives and shit. I want to be like that kind of too, but I also want to live this business lifestyle. So I'm like, how can I...
Like, a life like that doesn't just like people just don't stumble across lives like that. Like, it's a product of a lot of hard work and a lot of luck too.
Or luck, yeah.
It is.
Heavy luck. Like
lot
growing
of
up in
luck.
Hawaii, like if I grew up in Hawaii, I'd be Jay Alvarez.
Yeah,
but
I mean, I'd say it's a mix of both, because
fucking
sometimes you can get lucky and get to the top, but like
most of the time
it
it's
is
hard work.
really, really hard to stay at the top.
Yeah,
even
like-
if you do get lucky and shoot up, most people shoot back down almost immediately.
Yeah, because like remaining or maintaining that audience and keep providing more value, and like leaving people on their toes was hard shit, bro. Like
Yeah.
like
Yeah, you have it firsthand.
yeah, bro. Like it's like weighs on your head every day after a while, where you're just like, all right, I gotta keep them on their toes. I gotta throw something unique out there, some originality. You gotta follow the trends as well as having originality. So it's just there's a lot that goes into it, but like you can't let it overwhelm you, because you just have to take it step by step, day by day, minute by minute.
Yeah, in the song Institutionalized by Kendrick Lamar, there's a quote from Dr. Dre, and he says, like, he's like, get in the house. This isn't exactly what he says, but he says something like, get in the house on the beach is the easy part. Like, the hard part is keeping it.
Yeah,
something
bro.
like that. And
Yeah, it's
I mean,
like
true.
Is that in the end of the song?
It might be like a little interlude part.
I think
I
it's
knew it was
kind of
like-
like it kind of ties into like making the first $100,000 is the hardest when you're trying to make $1 million. Kind of, you know what I mean? So like so many people are like, I want to be a millionaire, but they can't focus on that first.
You have to be a $10,000 heir first.
Yeah,
and then you
and
have to be
$50,000,
$100,000. Then you have to be a
yeah.
$500,000 a year.
every year.
You just gotta keep on building.
Yeah,
that. Building whatever you want to build.
Yeah,
that
and
empire.
you have to understand where you're at now. You're not going to blow up overnight. You're not going to
Dude, progress is so slow.
but as long as you're taking little steps every day, that it's so much better than being stagnant.
Yeah.
It's okay to move slow as long as you're moving.
Yeah, I think especially for a dude like me, I'm really impatient, and like
Tell me about it,
I
bro.
like things now. Like I like to have them now.
Tell me about
I
it.
mean,
Both of you.
yeah,
I just prefer it that way. Although a lot of times that's just
the
not how things
instant
are.
gratification. Instant gratification.
That's
Yeah.
just how we're built nowadays
Yeah.
as like humans.
Dude,
we're just like wired like
One
that.
of these things I realized is the
it doesn't
instant
have to be like that.
The instant gratification of just pulling your phone out. Like as soon as someone gets uncomfortable, hand on their face in their phone.
Yeah,
face in their phone.
I
Why
can't
is
do the
my
rest of
flashlight
this
on, bro? What?
podcast, guys. We got
Literally,
shit
bro.
to do.
That's
I've
honestly
started-
so true though.
yeah.
Is that like I think so many people use their phone as like a
Safety net almost.
like a tool to avoid an awkward social interaction.
yeah, and it's fucked. Like literally just
Put yourself through that uncomfortable situation, and you'll just start to conquer the uncomfort of
Yeah.
social situations, which will
Like you-
just propel your
Right.
social skills.
Like you might fumble the first couple conversations, but after that you'll start to get the hang of it.
And like, yes, that's so accurate, but I think people don't realize that, you know, it may be awkward, but it's only awkward for a few seconds.
For a few
Why
seconds,
can't you
bro.
just sit through that little awkward time and build your awkward tolerance? You know
awkward
what I mean?
tolerance.
And sometimes
Awkward tolerance.
sometimes it's only awkward for you.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly. You
a lot
might
of
be
the times,
overthinking
A lot
that.
of the times it's
We-
only awkward for you.
That is so true. We make things so much more big of a deal.
So many
than it
people
should be.
don't realize that no one is thinking about them the way they're thinking about themselves.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
oh, it's painful to think about because I've fallen victim of it so many times. But it's
Same
been like,
here.
It's been like a few years
Yeah.
or a year ish, whatever. I'm not gonna put a time on it, but like when you're in a social interaction, ultimately those people are thinking about themselves.
Yeah.
Ultimately, like 95% of the time.
It's called the spotlight effect. When you think everyone, like you walk into a room, right? Everyone's just doing their own thing, and you feel like your senses are heightened, but you feel like everyone's looking at you.
You feel like all the pressure's on you.
Yeah.
and
No
it's
one-
just
no
not
one
like
gives a
that.
shit.
It's
Yeah.
just not like that.
It's
It's
true.
not that no one gives a shit, but like no one's criticizing you for every fucking move you make like you do to yourself.
Yeah.
Very
Like,
accurate.
Like, because I've fallen victim of it, so I know what it's like. So like, literally every movement you make, you're like, oh, someone's looking at me. Someone's looking at me. Like, oh shit.
Yeah,
you know?
and I mean the vast majority of
right.
social encounters are not high stakes situations. I mean,
Vast majority.
Some are like if you're in a job interview, it makes sense to be a little bit on your toes because you need to be in that situation. But
Definitely.
I mean, dude, if you're walking into like a room and all your friends are there, like it's a great time. You should be having
yeah,
a
it's
good
just a
time.
great
Yeah.
time. Just enjoy yourself. You know,
Yeah.
just like the people there are there to enjoy your presence. You're there to enjoy their presence.
Right.
Like, stop making it so like elaborate in your head. You know, just fucking enjoy your present moment. You know, like pull yourself out of your head your head that you're trapped
Right.
in, and just be present.
Back to happiness. I think another key to happiness is smiling. Like that's just top
That ass.
5 keys, 100%. Like you can like we did earlier on another podcast. Like who fake laughed,
and we
and like
started
everyone
laughing,
just started
yeah.
laughing.
Yeah.
Like
You're-
and you were smiling while doing that. Smiling is contagious.
Yeah.
It releases the endorphins. Like,
Yeah.
just
Positive
smile.
emotion is contagious.
Yeah,
Yeah,
your
it
brain has
is.
a hard.
So
like,
is negative emotion.
Oh yeah, very, very.
It's true.
Your brain has a hard time differentiating like what's truth and what's false. You know what I mean? Like, so if you fake smile, your brain's like, I should be smiling. Like,
Yeah,
Oh,
I'm
shit.
actually really glad you brought that up, Ty, because we always talk about everything starting from the mind, but I think what you just brought up is a perfect example of when you can begin a change at the level of your behavior. Like smiling, I guess you could argue technically it starts in the mind.
Yeah, you
because
have
you have to
to
think the
trigger
smile.
the smile.
But like even if you're not happy, you can smile, and then that will like. Let's say you smile at somebody and you're not happy. That person thinks you're happy, they smile back.
Right.
And then their genuine smile makes you actually feel good. And then it leads to like a positive emotion from just the behavior.
Isn't that weird how like I think it's just so fascinating how we can sense a smile from a stranger and we don't even know that stranger, but we can sense that it's genuine. Like we can feel their energy.
Yeah.
And it's just
Yeah.
so crazy how our subconsciouses
Yeah.
can depict a situation like that because we've been
programmed. our whole life.
programmed our entire lives through social situations and we know how to read people.
Yeah,
It's
I kind
just
of
fascinating.
feel that, except instead of like that particular sense, my sense is I know when people are bullshitting me. Like
Oh,
a
yeah.
funny story. I voted today, and I wore my shark onesie to the poll booth.
No.
Yeah. And these people were just eating it up. And I got to the end where I had to turn in like my little stylus and card, whatever, that I had to vote. And the lady was talking about how she had trouble getting along with her current husband's ex-wife. And like, she was for sure oversharing. But in my head, I'm like, damn, like she's 100% telling the truth. Like these are her actual real problems that she faces in her life. Like
right.
I was just thinking like, damn, like this is, like that's actually her life. Like she's not bullshitting any of this. I don't know. It was just fun. I don't know.
So what
I don't know
compelled
why
you
that stuck
to
with me.
wear the shark costume to voting?
I don't
be
know, just
different.
Thought it would just lighten the mood a little bit. I got a
I
ton
respect
of great laughs.
I respect
Damn,
it,
I
bro.
really got to vote for one of these two. Fuck.
And there's a shark over there. There's a shark over
Yeah.
there. And like, one of the things I think people should really keep into consideration is the power of your thoughts when it comes to happiness. Like, just convincingly lying to yourself that you're getting happier every day.
It won't work.
What do you mean? It does work.
It will work. Like,
Your brain doesn't realize.
yeah, bro. Like,
Okay.
I feel like it is 100% like foolproof. It'll work. Like,
If you think about a dog walking into a room, like if we have like an encephalogram, right? That's a brain reader.
Yeah.
And you think about a dog walking into a room, and you see a dog walking into a room in two separate scenarios, the same parts of your brain will light up. It doesn't know the difference between the real event and the fake event.
Yeah, well, that's a little bit different than lying to
I know,
yourself.
but you could still relate
Convincingly,
it
though, like,
yes,
convincing.
I mean,
with
I think,
emotion,
I
with
think
emotion.
I think you can negotiate with yourself. I don't think you can lie to yourself.
Because I think if you do it convincingly,
I lie to
you can.
myself all the time.
And
I lie to myself and it never works. Like I don't do it because it doesn't work.
Do you lie to yourself with emotion? Like you have to do it with emotion. Like you have to feel the emotion to get your subconscious brain to react to it.
Can you say that again?
So when you lie to yourself, you have to do it convincingly. So you have to say it with like emotion, like
an affirmation.
yeah, like I'm getting happier every day, like with emotion, so that your brain picks up on that emotion, and that emotion gets released more frequently because it's in your auto suggestion. So it doesn't get into your auto suggestion unless you think it with feeling.
Are you so confused?
Yeah, I get. Well, I think what you guys are talking about, I think it's just a semantic issue because I feel like I do pick up on what you guys are saying. Like when you develop a habit, even an emotional habit, it will stick with you. Like if you make an attempt to feel happy every day, like the first couple of days it might not work at all. Then the next couple of days you might feel a little bit happy, and then the couple of days after that you'll start feeling like, okay, I'm actually feeling happy, and
Right.
then after that the habit will just continue. I think that's a real thing. I think that's what you guys are talking about. I
That
think
is.
I think that's a little different than than lying to yourself. I mean, I guess technically it is lying to yourself, because
It
if you
is.
tell yourself you're happy when you're not.
Affirmations are practically lying to yourself.
I
That's
lie
just-
to myself every day.
I
through
don't
affirmations.
like looking at it that way, but I do.
It's just
I
another
agree
way
with
to
the
look
idea.
at
It's just
Yeah.
an easy way to understand it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So-
Literally, when you break it down into the simplest terms, making an affirmation is lying to yourself.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and one of the ways
I mean,
to,
I'm not personally on board with lying. That's why I have.
Right.
That's why I have
No.
that conflict.
It's just another term.
Yeah, so another one of the ways that I've like rewired my subconscious brain towards happiness and success, whatever, is you guys are easily aware of it. So whenever I say a song lyric or I cuss, I repeat affirmations to myself. So like I'll sing a song lyric or I just say fuck, and I'll just say I attract success naturally. I am attracting success naturally. So like literally every single time I do it, because I've done it for like 5 days now. So every single time I do it, my auto suggestion fires the affirmation.
every time you're in the car, just driving like,
Fuck shit.
Yeah,
it's just like, okay, and then those next thoughts
Success
come immediately.
naturally.
success
Yeah.
naturally. I am abundant. Shit like that. So it's just another. It's really that easy to rewire your subconscious brain.
It is, and
It's
you can
just-
even do that if you have like a cigarette addiction. Every time you have the stimulus to like smoke, right? Or a phone addiction, like pull out your phone. I do not need my phone. My phone is just a
I'm going to-
separate
yeah.
being. It's not attached to me at all. Like
I'm disciplining myself. I'm getting stronger every day.
like any single thing that you want to change, you can through affirmation.
Yeah, I think there's a
Most
a popular saying in like the musical improvisation community is repetition legitimizes. And I think that can also be applied perfectly
Yeah,
well
for sure.
in this situation with affirmations.
oh, for sure. for sure.
persistence is the key to happiness.
Yeah.
To a habit.
And another thing we could talk about is persistence and consistency.
Yeah.
Like if you really want something, you're gonna have to do it consistently and like persistently. Pretty much the same meaning, but like
You and TikTok, bro. Like
perfect example.
The prime example. Like,
Like-
talk to him about how it all started.
dude, pretty much is just start. Gary Vee was like, if you want to blow up on the set, post 6 videos a day. And I was like, all right, fuck it, I'll listen to this dude. He knows what he's talking about. I'll try it. And here we are, 1.1 million followers later. So it's just living proof that persistency and consistency will get you literally whatever you want. Whether that be like a
Literally.
good job, you put persistency and consistency into studying, you'll get a good job. Like literally skateboarding, you put consistency into skateboarding, you're gonna get better. Like consistency is the key to everything.
Yeah.
The key to everything.
Any skill, any habit that you want to do,
Just put time into it.
It's just that. It's that simple.
It's that
I mean,
simple.
it is hard to like. If you are on the path to
Just making sure you're not running out of storage or anything.
like a
Smart.
if you're on the path like of a hard, difficult, obtainable goal, it's just gonna take a lot more work and like
Yeah, but
mental power.
Nothing worth it is going to be easy. Like it takes
Yeah.
time
That's very true.
and effort. Like a lot of it. Like fuck. Like a
lot.
lot. Like goddamn. Like
I hate waiting.
a lot of people underestimate what they can do in 10 years and overestimate what they can do in a year. You know what I mean? Like you can do so fucking much in 10 years if you're persistent. I mean, you can do so much in a year, honestly.
Even a day, bro.
Even a fucking day. My
What am I gonna
favorite
do in this
Elon Musk
hour?
quote that I live by is he goes, the key to really succeeding is asking yourself how you're going to fulfill your 10-year goals in 6 months. I was like, damn.
Jeez.
I was like, holy shit, like, that's crazy because I started living like that and, like, shit just kind of started taking off a little bit.
Yeah.
So it's dope. So ultimately, I would say the secrets to happiness are be grateful for everything you have, your parents, your siblings, the food, the roof over your head, your bed. Every little thing in your day that you take for granted, be grateful for it.
Right.
Consistency. Discipline yourself to take action for the things that you desire to get, and they will come into your life. And be grateful for the universe, and the universe will reward you.
Yeah, and stay out of your own head.
Stay out of your own
That
head.
is-
An idle mind is the devil's workshop, so stay busy.
Right.
All right. Thank you for your time, and as always, stay woke.
Stay woke.